Hey guys, and welcome back. On this video, we're making smoked chicken chili rellenos. So let's get going. So what I got here is 3 chickens. Now, I probably won't use all this chicken, but I am making extra to shred and then vacuum pack, and then we use that for enchiladas and other stuff later on down the road. So I always like making a little bit more. And I'm also going to spatchcock these chickens to help it cook faster. And you guys all have seen spatchcocking before. It's basically just flipping these over and removing the backbone. And it's very simple. Good pair of shears, kitchen shears, and just go down the back. And you can use a knife too if you have a good heavy duty knife. And for those out there who like making homemade soups, save the backbone. It makes great stock. So we just get this opened up. And again, this is not competition chicken. We're gonna get these quickly smoked so we can shred it. So I usually just turn it around, flatten it out. That's about it. I'll get these other 2 cut open. All right, the birds are all prepped up. We're gonna be using the Lone Star offset smoker. I went ahead and got that pre-started because it does take about an hour for it to come to temp and to stabilize. We're gonna be using some natural hickory logs on that. So as soon as we come to temp, we'll get these bad birds on. All right, our Lone Star hits our target temp, which is around 250. We're gonna try to cruise it right there. Not putting any seasoning on these birds at all because we are just gonna shred them. We'll go ahead and let these cruise until the breast gets to 165, the legs and thighs around 170, 175. See a little bit. So our chicken's gotten the temp, 165 in the breast. It's about 175 roughly around the thighs and leg areas. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these. We're gonna set these aside so they can cool off. And we're going to be making a tomatillo sauce, a roasted tomatillo sauce for this chili relleno. So let's get these off. So our chicken's inside the house, just hanging out, you know, cooling off. I covered it with some tin foil where you got the firebox lid open with the grill grate in there. And we're gonna make a tomatillo sauce. Been hitting a little maker's mark a little too much. We're gonna actually roast some poblano peppers. So I got a bunch of these poblanos that I actually found at the grocery store. I mean, they're pretty common. I'm sure they're easy to find anywhere. We're just gonna get these on, and we're gonna basically just char the skin. All right, I'm gonna also go ahead and throw on some Anaheim chilies as well as some jalapenos. All right, so we got a nice char in these. I'm gonna go ahead and get these into a Ziploc bag and then seal this up and let it sit for a little bit to help steam, and we're gonna help get that skin off so we can separate it. We'll go ahead and focus on our other chilies here. Get these moved over to the hot spot. Also gonna add some onion. And a bunch of these tomatillas. Now this is not an exact recipe. I just sort of guess, I guess. I got a handful of tomatillas. Actually more than a handful, maybe 2 dozen. And 3 Anaheim chilies, 3 jalapenos, a whole onion. That's about it. I'll probably add some garlic. Nothing much. So our poblanos have been steaming, and at this point, all we're gonna do is we're just gonna carefully remove the skins, and sometimes it's better to do this under water or under running water. So we're gonna take a knife and we're just gonna create a slit. Open this up. And we're just gonna get rid of all the seeds that are inside. All right, so we got our poblanos all prepped. I got them cleaned out, skin removed. Let's go ahead and make our tomatillo sauce. And again, this is not complicated. We're gonna go ahead and add in our vegetables. So our onion, get our tomatillas in there. And for our chilies, all I'm doing is cutting the tops off and just throwing them in there. We got some of that juice. That's all I do. Go ahead and get this cover on and just puree the heck out of it. That part's done. So our roasted tomatillo sauce or salsa or sauce is already setting aside. We got our chicken that's been resting, and it smells incredible. I love smoked chicken. And all I'm gonna do is just shred this stuff up. Nice and simple. I got a bowl off to the side here, and we'll just get this shredded up. So we're just about there. We got a few more steps to do. This is a little tedious, but I think, if you have everything kind of prepped ahead of time, you could have smoked the chicken. I could have smoked the chicken yesterday, could have had everything roasted. I could have had the tomatillo sauce done. I mean, if you plan this, it'd be pretty quick. It's also a little difficult to kind of shoot film as you're doing this, but let's get going. So I'm going to take some of our chicken that I got all shredded up, and I'm going to just start with small batches because, like I said, I got a lot of chicken here, and some of it's going to be saved for a later date. I'm going to take some of our tomatillo salsa or sauce. I'm just going to add a little bit to it, and this does have a little kick to it. But the good thing about it is the heat doesn't really stay. You feel that little burn, and then it just goes away. You get that tossed. You can add as much as you like or as little as you like. Totally up to you. I'm going to add a little bit more. For our peppers. Got them all prepped. I got a block of jalapeno cheddar here. It's actually a jalapeno jack. And I'm just going to cut some nice slices. And we're just going to take that right in there. See if I can turn this so you guys can see. We're just stuffing peppers. Nothing fancy. Go ahead and get the other ones done. And again, this is not perfect. I mean, some of the peppers tore a little bit, or they opened up a little bit more than I wanted. All right, we got them all stuffed, and I ended up using the little toothpicks. They were a lot easier to work with. So I'm gonna go ahead and set these aside, and we're gonna make our batter, which is, again, nice and simple. All right, for our batter, I'm actually gonna use egg whites, which is, I hate to say the word authentic, but that's how I've been seeing it done. You can do a flour and cornstarch batter, you know, just do a normal batter if you want to, but this is how I've seen it done. This is how I've been told. So I got about 10 eggs, and I separated the whites from the yolks. We're gonna go ahead and whip these to their stiff peaks. So I went ahead and transferred to a bigger bowl because the egg whites, when they were aerated, were starting to expand, which I didn't think about. But as you can see, these things are nice and fluffy, and the peaks are holding. So at this point, I'm gonna start adding the egg yolks little at a time. There's our batter. I think we're ready to start frying these bad boys up. I got a skillet over there heating up with some oil. Got the peppers ready. We'll bring this over and we'll just fry these up. All right, we'll just go ahead and dunk these in. Right into some hot oil. Should be a little hotter. All right, we're done. Here we go. Smoked chicken chili rellenos. And what I'm gonna do is take our little roasted tomatillo sauce, and I'm just gonna spoon it right over. Just a little bit. I don't wanna overdo it. And just top it with a little cheese here. This is the pepper jack cheese. You can use cotija cheese, any cheese you want. Doesn't really matter to me. Let's eat. The cheese is nice and melted. So I wish it was a little bit more crunchier. And that's where I think, you know, maybe doing a flour, cornstarch mixture would make it, the batter, a little bit more crunchier. It's got a nice warmth to it, but it's not over spicy or over, you know, too hot. The chicken, you get that smoke flavor. And I mean, it's just, I'd make this again. This is really good. Remember guys, hit that thumbs up, give this a shot. I'll see you guys on the next run. Thanks for watching.